I just have to go on this rant for a second, thinking about the what do I call her? The stalker, Slippy Stalker, because she stalks people, and she stalks me, and I'm one of the unfortunate targets. She thinks she loves me because she likes my vibe. You know, I don't put her in the same category as the collection of paid trolls that I've unfortunately encountered in the true crime world, which I didn't know that was I didn't know all this until later, obviously from living through it. But this woman stalker, the Slippy Stalker, literally accuses me. She tries to tie me into something bad by saying, well, you chose to hang around with Dolly Vision, and you chose to hang around with her in jail. Like, it's like, and did you notice that not that it's any of your business, A, but B, if you had any observational skills, you would have seen that I do not hang in those communities anymore. If you had any skills or observation, and for all the work that I've done to get away from these true crime, really scary fucking troll groups that are paid to destroy people, and I could give a list of names. They're actually all on, what's her face? The Tower of Pizzo. They're all on her channel. She has left a lot of videos. She said she was never going to stop. And then she did stop, it seemed. But then every now and then I get some weird email. I think she was just missing my presence because you can't make money off of somebody who's quiet. I mean, all of them who had joined this paid troll job where you get paid for how many comments you leave. You get paid for, however they do it. I think it's the number of comments as one of the ways that they how they figure out, or maybe it's just the time, I don't know. You know, how many channels you're on, how many channels you can get a wrench on or whatever maybe. And then you get paid, and then because the intention is to ultimately cause harm to that channel any way it can and one of the ways you do that is you make a channel trust you. And if they trust you, then, they know that if you can get people to trust you, then they can break your heart. If you believe that they love you, and they convince you that they love you and that they're on your side and that you can trust them, or they give you that feeling, and it can go on over a year, if they do it for a solid year plus, or if that's how long it takes. But they will eventually hurt you. Now, some of the short-term trolls that get paid just to instantly go into a channel and wreak havoc until they get blocked. And then there's the long game trolls. And I don't really include the Slippy Stalker in that group, even though she tried so desperately to join that group, which was the ultimate betrayal. Especially given all the apologies she claims to have given. And this is exactly why I never believed in her apologies. Because even if she meant them at the time, in that moment, if it didn't result in me having 100% change of behavior, where instead of considering her an enemy for, years, making up stories, like the whole thing with her making up this shit about Mother's Day and her son. She makes up a completely fabricated story, projects it onto me, accuses me of doing something that she has completely fabricated. That was not something I did or even thought of doing or felt or experienced in any way. And she's running around these streets accusing me, someone she's never met, someone not from her area, someone who doesn't quite speak that same language. She's attacking me out of the fucking blue. And it has been so hard to stop her. I have to go quiet. It's the only thing that works. And then if I want to try to come back, instant attempt, right back to the same old shit. Sippy, you have no right to bring up the people in my life that are from my past and get away with it in my mind, in my book. Okay? You bring up people you have nothing to do with and start throwing twisted versions of my life with people that I know or knew and know, and that as an adult woman, I may have stumbled on things. I may have done my road. For you to attack me for stumbling on channels in the middle of the night during the greatest grieving of my life, where I was literally crippled up with grief trauma, just destroyed. And to find anybody in the middle of the night, I don't need to make excuses to you, Donna. You are from the South. You are from wherever you're from, Mississippi, Kentucky, Tennessee. That is not my area. And just because I went on social media does not give you the right to decide you are going to go after me till the end of time and destroy my peace and harmony, which you have completely 100% done. You have destroyed my peace and harmony every fucking chance you get. You talk to me nicely for a week, for 5 days. Do you really think that erases the pain and trauma that you literally went out of your way to cause? Because I didn't ask you to do any of the things you did. Did I ever? If I asked you your opinion, you'll know it. If I asked you for your opinion, then I would expect you to give it. And I would have to respect, even if I disagreed, if I asked, whatever your opinion is, and deal with it as an adult, as maturely as I can, right? With Donna, I mean, this woman is so deranged and damaged, and you cannot talk sense into her. You can inspire. The best I can do is take away anything that might trigger this Southern princess with her big eyes. You really push the limit, Donna, and you don't stop is the problem. The only time you stop, it's the same with the Tower of Pizzo. The only time you stop, and I almost want to do a live, or maybe I just confront her directly, because I want to know that if I went back to doing live streams, or if I wanted to do something with Lionel, if these women were going to come back to attack me, and that the only way to avoid them and their attacks, which are not just me, it's not just me, it's also my children and family that they go after. And the fact that this woman, Donna, doesn't give a shit about what my kids and me, what I was put through with my kids being used. That doesn't bother her. It only bothers her what one time I said I thought somebody didn't look as nourished as they should be. It was something about, I don't know. It wasn't just about being skinny. It was something about, it was an opinion. No, you have to use that, Donna. Something that I said about other people that don't even know you and that actually blocked you. But you make it your business to get into my life. You are from the South. This woman lives in England. She's none of your fucking business, actually. And yet you think that you're going to throw yourself at my life story and my stresses and antagonize them, make them worse for me. I go quiet to avoid these people and to try to keep my family safe, Donna. And you go out of your way to stir those dangerous pots. Why? Because you are dangerous. You're the most dangerous. You and the Tower of Pizzo are equally dangerous. Equally dangerous. Equally aggressive in your pursuit, in your research, in your pouring into my life, looking for something. The only difference between the two of you is that, well, I mean, I think you're more of a sort of Christian type heart, other than, I don't think she's got Christianity. And or maybe you're a little bit more heartfelt. I don't know if it's that you're not as diabolical. I thought that rant that Lionel did, oh God, that was the funniest thing. I can't believe I got to hear that. He didn't, I don't think he attacked me once, but I was pissed at him for including me and her in the same sentence group. I was really pissed about that. You know, it's one thing for he and I to have our own relationship or situationship, you know, and that's one thing. But I don't want to be included with those two women. He includes me in a group with those two women, and it really upsets me. Really upsets me. But he didn't do that in that one live. He didn't do it. He did not. Yeah, he even said one defensive. He said, I feel bad for Team Rose. He actually said that. I can't believe that happened. It was a total opposite of what it used to be. And maybe that's why we, you know, are having a panel relationship right now. Actually, on this new timeline, that was perfectly fine, except in email, I did not like any of the insults going to her coming to me. I don't deserve that after all this. And he's actually being so much better. Like, actually. So, you know, for me, as someone who comes to represent something, share a frequency with you that activates knowledge and intuition and information for you, and heart codes as well, which is a hard thing to hold on to when you have a lot of blue reptilian genetics in your blood, as well as human mammal genetics and the biocomputer of Earth. So I don't want to make these videos too long. Just saw 222 because they're harder to upload. But I guess I could do 1448 because I don't want to. I had to stop talking about this. The other thing I like about my conversations with Lionel is that we usually get to a neutral and important topics, like what's going on in Japan, in the oceans with the orcas and the whales, what's going on with Trump and the Strait of Hormuz. Hamas? Oh God, now I can't even remember. You know, I didn't even know about that strait until all this stuff happened. All this terrible, terrible stuff that's going on in 2026. Ow. Maybe I should go live. But, you know, I don't want to I always regret it because I'm trying to keep my energy protected. And I'm allowed to do that. And you do ruin everything, Sippy. It's like, I could try to be nice to you, but you are actually, and I tried to be nice to you. You know? In the name of peace, in the name of forgiveness, and all this bullshit. And then I see your rotten, inflammatory defamation comments with your built-in threats and your insanity under one of Pizzo's videos, who I have been trying to have peace with for years because she threatens my grandson. That doesn't bother you, does it, Donna? No, all you care about is bringing up the one really inflammatory thing between she and I that she tries to use against me, and you ignore the years of her abusing me using my grandson. Donna, do you think that makes me like you or trust you or believe in you or want to listen to your ass? It doesn't make me want to talk to you, Donna. The second you bringing up Lizzo, ringing in my ears. You bringing up Lizzo and all of that, and then Dolly Vision and Ernie, like, you are grasping for straws to throw at me. because I'm calling you out. You know what, Donna? I said, I gave you a chance, and and then I was so pissed I didn't even want to listen to your answer. For all I knew, you took all those messages down. Maybe you took them all down. But it's like too late. It just reminds me of who you really are. And then, when confronted, you do exactly the same thing again. You bring up all those names that you have no business bringing up in your personal war with me. You bring up only what's between you and me, Donna. It's called a boundary. A circle around just you, me, where you don't get to expand your crazy brain out into my past, which you are obsessed with, obviously. And then you throw a little tantrum because I took down my stuff because you can't feed off my past. Looking for something. I love you, Rose. I'm gonna kill you, Rose. I love you. It's in the name of I love you. I don't want your love, actually. It's not, this is love. This is love on planet Earth lately. People, There's no stopping her. Everybody knows it. They're equal. They're all equally as dangerous. Same thing with the one that we can't. Nobody can stand watching. Or none of us can take. We're just like no. I'm not listening to that. I don't know. And then I'm like, are these all examples of some horrible part of me in the dark, black miserable matrix? And is this Black Mirror? Am I living in Black Mirror? This is my YouTube world in the Black Mirror matrix of hell. Is these people attacking me in their creepy ways, their overt creepy ways, and their covert creepy ways? That staged thing. Oh my God! And then the threats to come to Maine. And then the comments like, oh, I know how to get her upset. I know what she cares about. Oh, and mentions my grandson. Does that matter to you, Donna? You prove it, Donna. No, first thing out of your mouth is you bringing up another person, my biggest enemy, besides, I have other enemies. I was actually going to write a whole book about who would want to kill me, or who would, yeah. And usually the reasons are complete and total mental illness and sociopathy, psychopathy, and narcissism, and demonology, demon infestations, and zombie brains. It's really scary, guys. Maybe I'll just make this 20 minutes and then try to post it, I guess. You really, Sippy, if somebody told me, you really upset me, I can't deal with you. You keep coming at me with, I don't like it that you get into my past and throw it at me. You go into my past, my innocent past. I came upon Dolly Vision when I was in deep grief. I couldn't sleep. I was crying all the time. I was a fucking wreck. I could hardly walk. My whole body was inflamed like it is now, which I almost wonder if is not this new astaxanthin, which maybe is bad for me instead of good for me. I don't know. My body is really hurting me. My legs, my hip, my right hip is killing me, and it's in my fascia, and it really fucking hurts, and I'm having trouble walking, and I am massaging my legs, sweetheart. I wish I had someone to massage them perfectly like I used to at one time in my life. I actually did have that. I can't believe I even had that. It's amazing. I probably would, if I didn't have that, I probably wouldn't have gotten married again. Because why would you get married when there's almost a spell on it? I actually feel that marriage in this planet, there is, it's almost like the second you get married, it all goes to hell. That's what my mother always said. And I believed it because that's what I saw in lots of people's lives, not just my own parents, but they were never really happy in the beginning. It's not like they were ever really in love. I think she loved him, but I think he always treated her like a broodmare. So I'm going to make this 20 minutes and maybe I'll come back. I don't want to have a war with you, Sippy. It's completely created by you, and I don't want it. And I can see that you really don't want to let me have a life that you don't control in some kind of negative way. And I'm very unhappy with you right now.